We got married in the most scrappy way possible. My community needs to know that you can make mistakes, you can own them. Also, do people want to know, like, you know, my failures as a leader? Because I failed so much. Hi, Harper's Bazaar Arabia. I'm Huda Kattan, and today we're going to be playing a game called Behind the Grid. Mona and I grew up so close together. We're still really close. When Mona was really little, she was in beauty pageants, and she actually won all the beauty pageants all over Tennessee. We grew up in Tennessee in the South. These photos are really special because my mom used to make us dress up in these beauty pageant dresses all the time. And I would always go and support Mona, and she was so cute. And so this was a big part of our culture growing up because we grew up as pageant kids. Always dressing up, always doing our hair, always wearing way too much makeup for 5 and 6 year olds. And it was a good time though. I think it kind of did shape who I am today. And although I'm the beauty girl now, Mona was the beauty girl growing up. How did Chris ask you to prom? He didn't ask me to prom. I made him go to prom with me. It was my junior year of high school. I took Chris to prom. I've had to drag him to a lot of places, and he doesn't have a choice. We had a very scrappy wedding. We barely were able to afford our wedding at the time. So my dress, I don't even know who made it. I actually flew to Michigan. I was like, I need to get a dress. I need to make sure I can afford this dress. Flew to Michigan really quickly and bought it because I was able to find a dress for a really decent price. Made my necklace. It was like a headband and like a clasp, and I put it together and it looked stunning. And I did my own makeup, didn't book anybody for hair. And I was like, I'm just gonna do my own hair. I got to the hotel lobby where I was just doing my makeup. A girl literally rolled up with like this suitcase, and I was like, what is that suitcase for? And she was like, I do hair. And I was like, can you do my hair right now? Even that garment, that like the veil, I literally got it the night before, and I was driving to the place to buy my veil, and it was closing in 15 minutes, and there was like a celebration in the streets because somebody won a football match, and I was not going to be able to get my veil. That was like the story of my wedding. Kind of feels like that's the story of my life. It was like the beginning of my life and what it was going to become. It's really hard when you become a mom because you put so much pressure on yourself to get things right. And I think I would tell myself, and I need to remind myself this all the time, you're not going to always have the answer. You're not going to always get it right. And all you can do is try your best and be easier on yourself, because the last thing you want to do is to put so much pressure on yourself, and then your kid can feel that. Nour is such an important part of my life. She inspires me all the time, and she's actually really chill. I need to learn from her and not be so anxious about how, if I'm a perfect mom, I'm probably not a perfect mom, and I'm the best mom I can be, and that's what I need to try to embrace more. This video was an interesting video because I had to announce to my community that I was coming back as CEO, and I wasn't even sure 100% if I should ever tell the world like the inside of what it is at Huda Beauty, like what really goes on. Also, do people want to know, like, you know, my failures as a leader? Because I failed so much, and I wasn't sure if I should share those things either. It felt like a little invasive to speak about some of these things, but also like I wanted my community, who's so important to me. And you know, we started everything and we did everything, and we were able to create what we created because of our community. So I felt at the end of the day that I owed everything to my community. I literally restructured every single department in the company in 2023. And so I knew going into this year that our brand was going to look radically different, and our community was probably going to be wondering why that's happened. I don't know, I was a little scared that people might also be upset with me because I made this big hoopla about finally being happy to step down. But I made a mistake. My community needs to know that you can make mistakes, you can own them. And so shooting that video was, it was important. It was an important part of like that closure to me. So when I started out as a beauty blogger, it was 2010. It was a long time ago. The space has changed so many times. The thing that surprised me the most about going from beauty blogger to entrepreneur was probably myself. I probably surprised myself. I didn't know the journey I was gonna have to go through. I thought it was just this passion for makeup. And I had no idea there was so much personal development that I was gonna have to do to transform from beauty blogger to entrepreneur. To even start a brand, you know, as a beauty blogger, especially from this part of the world, I was told so many times it was not gonna happen. But we're always told that, you know, we cannot go so far. Like there's always a cap, there's a ceiling, and I realized that I was putting that on myself. Ashes, why was I capping myself? And I think that's one of the things that surprised me the most. You can really just push through any limit, like any ceiling that you think that you have. Huda Beauty and beyond. Thank you so much, Harper's Bazaar Arabia.